snitch on a G and you don't have bars, no left hand. Take a ride with me, Queen 7 train, man. Who wanna spar? Spar with me, man. You can get scars when you snitch on a G and you don't have bars, no left hand. Take a ride with me, yeah. Queen 7 train, yo. You wanna spar? You wanna fight in the ring?
Y'all want to welcome everyone back to Drunk Sports Combat, where we talk nothing but the combat world and sports as you guys know it, man. We talk boxing, the business of boxing, MMA, street fights, bar fights, pit fights. We talk all that crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? We talk, we talk about what people want to hear, man. You already know who it is. It's your boy Cash, and we got a real special guest today, man. We've had a lot of special guests on the show, but it's a dude I really got a lot of admiration for and respect. I listen to him a lot. You probably heard him on the Boxing Voice. Great analysis of the thing of ours that he just mentioned. You might have seen him on his own show, the Championship Rounds. You know what I'm saying? Dropping gems. Real intelligent brother. And it's an honor to have him on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, King Amin. What's going on, King?
Hey, salute, brother. Thank you for having me. Listen. This is what we do, ladies and gentlemen. So, the introduction explains itself, but I'm sure by the time we get to it and through it, you guys are going to know who I am. And this is what we do. Cash, I like that you talk about everything, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many layers to it. It's like I was working out the other day and I was like, damn, I'm doing more 52 than more traditional boxing stuff. And I just said, yo, all of this comes together. I can't try to hold myself to being a perfect technical fighter. You just got to do what comes to you. So
absolutely,
we're gonna do what comes to us tonight.
No doubt, we're gonna go off the top, man. I'm looking at stuff to talk about. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna get fam on the show. What we gonna talk about, man? So I said, damn, we gotta talk about Bomac, man, because I'm gonna tell you why, man. Because it's bigger than just boxing, man. It's life. It's everyday life for. People grow up in areas like myself. I'm not sure where you from, but I know you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, I'm looking at the Bomac situation, and I'm like, damn, this shit smell fishy to me. Shit ain't adding up to me, man. I'm like, Bomac is a grown man, a professional, right? Everybody in the world. I mean, you ain't got to be like, the biggest crook in the world. You ain't sneaking no gun or no commercial flight, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like. What happened? First of all, how did he get it over there? And if he got it over there, like, what make him think he could bring it back? Then I'm like, yo, somebody lining him up? Like, what's really cracking? What's your take on the situation, man?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me because we gotta spin the block on this one, right? A few times, like we try to find parking in New York, all right?
No doubt.
So, the first thing came to my mind is talk about where we from geographically, Newark, New Jersey.
Newark. Oh, you right next door.
Right, but we know up here it's harder to get it on with them things. It's always been that way, right?
Facts.
So there is few instances to where some of our brothers, Midwestern brothers, down south brothers, the excuse is always, "Oh, I done left it in the bag." I'm from Texas. I'm from Georgia. I done left it in the bag. And for us, we can't even conceive that because
didn't that happen to, not to cut you? Didn't that happen to Joel Santana a couple years back?
Yo, he did time. He did 18 months, if not more, by accident.
Yeah, he said he left it in the bag. Yeah.
So this was at Newark Airport. This is what I'm trying to say. So we of course, we're taking him back. First thing, how did he get into the UK with the banger? And handguns is illegal in UK.
It ain't no joke. It's worse in New York and Jersey over there. You know what I'm saying? It's bad out here.
So that's the first thing. Then I'm like, okay, do you think there's a part of I don't see it but do you think there's a part of Bomac? Because I used to be like this when I was younger. When you touch down, you call somebody, you get it. I don't think he needed that in the UK. But do you think he regressed back to that mentality by any chance?
I don't really fuck with Paulie Malignaggi, no disrespect to him, but for certain reasons. But I listen to his shit sometimes because he do be making sense sometimes, and not when it comes to Devin, but certain things. He was saying today on his show, or was it yesterday, that he's been around Bomac a lot. They've been down there to the pro box shit in Florida, and he said that Bomac ain't that type of that dude, man. He's like a happy-go-lucky, jolly type of dude. He don't get that gangster Doug vibe off of Bomac, man. So, what like if you're gonna do that, you got dudes to hold that for you, man, out there. Or actually, they don't got guns out there. But if you're gonna get security. You don't need that, man. Like I said, I think shit don't smell right to me, man. I know I line up when I see one. You know what I'm saying? At least I think I do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so let's play it that way, right? Who, why, or how would they line up Bomac? Could it have been something as simple as, you know, he did something for Eubank Jr. who people don't think highly of? So could it be like hate by association? People don't rock with Eubank Jr. So they like, all right, we're gonna throw salt on this motherfucker whole party.
It could be.
I don't know, man.
Bomac like Roger Rabbit out this motherfucker. Who framed Bomac and shit? You know what I mean? This is some crazy shit. And this is just me going all the way out to the left with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Everybody know that Al and them, Steven Espinosa and them, they not in love with the rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the first one did $650,000. I'm talking about the Errol Spence, Terence Crawford rematch for all you guys out there. Now, this is crazy, but would it be far-fetched if, you know, Al got a long reach, man. Al pockets is long, you know what I'm saying? If he was like, yo, toss the gun in the nigga bag, allegedly, and we gonna make this next fight hard, because, you know, they don't really want, I don't think they want that fight, in my opinion.
Yo, the truth is stranger than fiction. This is boxing. And you know, just from observing it, and then the deeper you get into it, the truth is stranger than fiction. Like, I happen to know, I'm gonna describe it as vague as possible, but put it like this: a cat was 10 pounds over the weight limit, and his promoter was still gonna let him fight. And that was for somebody you guys have never heard of. So can you imagine for something where it's more stakes involved? You know, this is not our imagination. Let me land, but we're gonna bring it right back. Our generation, we done heard so much word of mouth about hip hop. And now all of a sudden we starting to see the shit coming to be true that we might have heard in the streets 20, 30 years ago.
That's a whole fact.
As strange as it was. So here we are watching in boxing, and they mirror each other, right? Anybody can get on. You could be a cat from the street. You can be a cat. Anybody. Who's to say that something as far-fetched as that may or may not be true? We don't know, man.
You know, Don was connected back in the days, so you know Don was heavily connected, and I think. Did I read this or somebody told me this, but I saw some shit like back in the days, and it was the first time Holyfield and Mike was supposed to get it in, right? I was actually locked up for the first fight, but like they were having promotional issues, you know what I'm saying? Mike fighting this casino, Holyfield fighting this casino, Mike got the TV rights over here, this one got the TV rights over here. We can't keep these dudes from fighting, man. We're gonna have to figure something out. Send a bitch up to the nigga room, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? And funny shit be happening, man. You fucking with a big bag, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So, whatever it is, though, I hope Bomac gets it worked out, man, because you know, I'm with you. Or at least, and let me go back to Paulie, because again, Paulie's character, I don't rock with him, but you gonna get what I mean. When it comes to boxing, he's like our Trump. like that's a great way to. If you from New York, Trump means something different than what before he was the president. Before Paulie became a commentator, he meant something different within boxing. So right now he might not shine as bright, but you know, we take his words differently. With that being said, I hope that you know, Bomac you know, is the guy that we believe him to be, laid back, cool, calm, and collective. And this was somehow a big misunderstanding. But I'm like, God, I'm banging in the bag. Like, how you?
And they holding him. You know, when you on the on the east side, you know, I got people's out in Jersey and all that, Jersey City and all that, and I got a couple people's in Newark. You know, you Queens, the boroughs, all that. You get locked up, you might sit for a night or two, wait to see the judge. A lot of times, if you ain't got no record, they're gonna give you RRR. They send you home, and you know, if your record fucked up, you come back, then they might sit you down for a while. But they talk about he not gonna see the judge till another month for some change.
October 9th.
That shit is crazy.
They hold them on what they call remand out there. They hold you on remand, and they say, well, look, if it worked out the way it was supposed to, then this is just the way the process works. But if it don't, then you'll get time served for whatever we sat you down for.
That's correct. And then they're talking about 5 years. You think it actually could go 5? You think that'd be some shit, right? I don't think it will, but
they do half times over there. So if they give them 5, it really means 2.5, and then whatever time they sat you down for, they calculate that. So
it's like good behavior and time served and all that. But
it's strange.
Still though, 2.5, man, that's career over, man. As far as like Terence goes, you still got Keyshawn and a couple other guys and shit. He training a lot of young bucks out there, but your breadwinner, your breadwinner is Terence, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You think this has any ramifications on Errol? Errol activated the rematch, right? They talking about December 9th. Let's say he sees the judge and he goes home October 9th. You probably got 8 weeks for camp. That's doable. I can see that still happening. Anything further than that, what happens with that in your opinion? Do they got to postpone it? Does Errol say, nah, that ain't got nothing to do with me. We still got to get this date going? Like,
not only do I believe that Errol Spence and his camp, whoever that may or may not be, depending on rumors, I think they press forward, right? But dig this. At the same time, one thing that Bomac and Terence Crawford will always point out is it's not just Bo that don't get the credit. It's his Latino counterpart, right? His other and one or two. So I got a feeling they'll say, you know something? We know Bomac wasn't getting the credit, not even nominated for Man of the Year. Let one of these other guys step up. So, you know what I mean? It's like we got somebody behind Dr. Dre, and all of a sudden we'll get a Scott Storch out.
You got a Scott Storch, no question.
So,
that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. Speaking of that fight, man, like, I was listening to shout out to 78 Sports. I ain't one of them shows where I don't give nobody their credit. I listen to everybody. And he had something on the other day where he was talking about Shakur. This is about a week ago. He said that Shakur was saying if you picked Errol against Bud for the first fight, that you're a casual. Casual is like the worst thing you can call like a hardcore boxer fan. That's what I mean. So I ain't like that. I picked Errol. I fucks with Bud. You know what I'm saying? Now every time you pick up one, it's like the other side making you seem like you don't fuck with the other one. It's like some crazy shit. But I still having problems wrapping my mind around what happened that night. I'm like, damn, like, did he have an off night? We know all the excuses, man. The weight drain and the car accident, the liquor abuse, all that. We know all that shit. But my whole thing is, did I think Earl was iller than he really was all these years? You know what I'm saying? Or like, what was your whole? I know it's been a while now, but what was your take on that shit?
Nah. I'm glad you asked because we need to really look at ourselves. Those that's in this thing of ours, you got to look at yourselves and realize you don't have to choose. In other words, when you choose your guy, you don't have to down that next man. So people made this a thing where choosing Spence made you go against Bud.
Yeah.
And right, but for me, I was honest. Like, it was hard because I had to pick between choosing that Jamaican heritage and Errol Spence, but just what I love about boxing and what I love about Marvin Hagler and that type of fighter and what I saw in Terence Crawford.
No question.
But when Shakur do that, he do us dirty because what about the cats that's loving him now because they like, his pops is Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So they're gonna choose him because we primal with this.
Yeah,
we choose with our heart sometimes against our mind. So
absolutely,
it's a little bit naive to say, it's casual. It's to say, we might not be relying on our boxing instinct. We might be a little bit too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, our
maybe
fandom,
in that way casual. Maybe in that way.
Yeah, you did. So at 154, right? Mm-hmm. They both said they had problems making 47. Like, what changes at 154 in your opinion? The strat, I mean, like we saw Deontay Wilder, right? When he got with Malik Scott, right? You seen the minor adjustments against Fury. You didn't see nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like overnight you're gonna all of a sudden be a different fighter. What's the difference at 154, man? Is this a fighter? Is he gonna get washed again in your opinion?
What it does is satisfy anybody who believes the white man's ice is colder. You heard? Because look, if he was weight drained, okay, now he's not weight drained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it was, it wasn't enough to whatever you think it was, the rematch should satisfy that.
Yeah.
I don't really think anything changes because what I've said all along, and I hate to be one of those guys, but it's something different about the mentality of a dude that his mother put him in position that he had his back against the wall. And I'm talking about Bud Crawford.
No doubt, no doubt.
That story always stuck to me when he was like, yo, his moms would line up fades for him because if he run around trying to bully everybody, she's like, oh, you think you the bully?
Yeah.
Go ahead. And he would run through the neighborhood.
That's different. He got that dog in him for real, for real.
Right.
Yeah.
So and look, I'm gonna keep it even realer. With Spence, my thing was always, and I say this for me too, because I don't have that level of discipline. But somebody that gotta put it away to get serious versus look, I'm rolled up right here. Ain't nothing wrong. Right? You got you, but Bud don't got none of that.
No vices. Yeah.
No vices. So that tells me something about his mentality.
Yeah.
About his endurance. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And these elements are never too deep for boxing because this is what supersedes the physical. This is what you need for any level
discipline.
of combat when you got to dig deep and you might have had to take a knee or that eye gets swollen or that body shot hurt or such and such, right?
You think AB turned him out? You think AB turned Errol out? Because he was one of... I don't remember him. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember him being as like. Remember that little time he was running around? He started buying chains. He started drinking. He started hanging with AB a lot. And he was partying a lot. I was like, damn, I thought Errol was more buttoned up than that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it could be just be off the porch. Period.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could just be once he got to become Earl. You know what I mean? Listen, when he was younger. Young Era, Jamaican kid. Were you Errol Spence Jr, the professional fighter? You got money. You got it's different. You know, you have to embrace that fame.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody does it different. And like I said, it's nothing against him. And to your point, I don't think he's not what we thought he was. It's just that we have to recognize that there's truly levels to this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you think it's a does it go to the cards at least, or it's another knockout?
If it goes to the cards, it would be because number one, Earl, he would have to rely on if he has it something more natural. In other words, him being a southpaw and then being technically proficient as a southpaw probably ain't, the best. If you're a southpaw, it's probably better to play it natural. Your offense should be your defense, or you should have a different, you know what I mean? But
that's a fact.
To ask him to do things that he's never done is a lot, but just to say, hey, you're gonna have to you've already lost by stoppage. So there's no shame, there's no pride. If you gotta just, not try to catch punches and literally move a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Use your feet a little bit more. Stop trying to pressure. Do something different and just like,
that ain't working with Terence. Yeah.
It ain't working with Terence. You know
can't fight Terence like you fought Ugas or you even fought Sean or even, name somebody where he would just, like you said, like get inside with it and bang out all day. That you ain't gonna work with Terence. You know what I mean?
But he's got to fight like he can still, even if it doesn't work, because if he go in there like, I know I lost that last time. Yeah. It's like almost got to go in there not ready to go down, but ready for it to go down.
Yeah. And you got to figure out how to get that jab back in action, man. Control that distance, like all that fucking jabbing to the stomach shit, man. That's just not gonna fly this time around. You know what I mean? So he's got to know that. You know what I mean? And he looked slow doing it. Remember Wilder was doing that with Fury, I want to say the third fight when he got kind of rocking with Malik a little bit, and that jab to the stomach, that shit. Terence was reading that like it was like he was in slow motion. You know what I mean? He was just catching him, boom, with that hook or that jab, that power jab. But last thing on Errol, man, you think he truly wants his get back, or is he cashing out?
Both, because both can be true. Because why risk anything else against anybody else?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like why does he have to? Why should he? He really don't need, especially given the wear and tear he had on him. You pull up his Carfax, he done been in a few, and I mean that literally and figuratively, right?
No doubt.
If you cashed out on this fight, listen, anywhere over 20, 30, 40 mil, and you're gonna get anywhere north of 20, 30 for the second fight, take this fight. give it your
And make
all,
move, yeah.
and ride on out into the sunset. There's no shame in that. Like,
So you
this
think
is
it's a wrap? If he loses, it's a wrap. He's not gonna go fight Zoo or Tony Harrison or some dude at 154 or some shit like that, right?
if he listen, unless he was bad with his money or he crazy as hell, he better not. He better fucking retire, because then you gotta talk about quality of life. You want to be able to see out that eye. Ask Sugar Ray Leonard about that eye.
Yeah, no doubt. So this. So you're basically saying it's a cash out.
It's gotta. See, I don't want nobody to feel like that's a bad thing, because this is what he built himself up for. Now, some people may or may not want to throw him to the wayside, which I don't encourage, just because he lost to a guy the level of Terence Crawford. Yeah. But as a prize fighter, as a champion, this is what you build yourself up to. This is the part of the game to where, when we don't like talking about the numbers and the purses and the business part, well, this is why they talk about it, because if you got to go out, this is the way to go out.
Yo, that's a great way to put it, man. Ain't no shame in that. Get your bag and go be a dad, go be a better husband, go spend time with your family, man. Live your life. You know what I mean?
Real quick, if we had an issue and it came down and instead of it going where else it could go, we met one-on-one. By the time we finished tussling and sweating and looking at each other, we're gonna be like, man, all right, you good? You good?
No
all right.
Yeah, we good now. Yeah, no doubt.
Respect, you know what I mean?
Respect.
I think these guys got each other's respect, and I think
do.
The business part will give them more respect for each other.
Just the last thing on Bud, man, and when I said, like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around how he got dominated, because you've seen Sean Porter outbox him almost in a lot of that fight. You know what I mean? And, I know Sean got those weird angles, but Sean was never known for really like his boxing. He was more the bum rush, you smother you, don't let you breathe type of dude. And Dave, the dude he fought on Black Prime, or David, I can never say that, Amin, yeah. He gave him a better fight than Bud. I'm like, yo, am I in a fucking Matrix somewhere? Like, what the fuck's up? This shit just bugged me out, man. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully Errol don't get washed up, man. He can go out with dignity in his bag. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Let's keep it on Bud for a minute, man. This Canelo Bud thing is starting to heat up, man. And I'm like, I've been fucking with boxing long enough. Like, I know what they doing, man. Like, first Canelo's like, I wouldn't fight him. He's too small. I wouldn't get the credit. And Bud is like, yo, I'll fight him at a catch weight. You know what I mean? Somewhere, I think he said like 160 or some shit. Not a catch weight, but 160. Canelo like, I'm not going down to 160. Then Bud comes back and he's like, nah, you know what? I'll go up to 168. And then I think Canelo's on Fight Hype the other day or last week, and he was like, at the end, he was like, if the money is right, they cracking the door. The money is right, I might fuck with him. And then, you're starting to see a little bit more and more than Canelo talking spicy today. So I'm like, okay, so they conditioning us for this fight. Canelo got those 3 fights on PBC. Obviously, he's got the one against Jamel, right? Mm-hmm. He's got 2 left. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm almost 100% sure we're going to get Bud Canelo. And that also tells me that if Jamel's going to have to totally dominate fucking Canelo, because that shit goes to the cards, they not fucking that money up. He's going to wind up fighting fucking Bud. What do you think about that?
Yo, I got mixed feelings, man, because number one, I do think, and this may be a case of me picking with my heart more than my smarts, but I do think that Charlo poses a much bigger challenge to Canelo than people are giving him any sort of credit for.
I do too.
I think that I don't see any knockdowns in the fight, but I definitely see that whoever gets the round will get the round clearly. But I think Charlo has an advantage of just being fearless, man. Like having lost and having that we talked about. Does Earl want his get back? Like, Mel done been there where he done been crying, tears in his eyes at the press conference, like, I want this nigga, I want to get my get back.
Yeah, and I thought he shouldn't have lost that fight to Tony Harrison, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
So when that happens to you, it's like, yo, all right, let's go for it. Plus, he's doing this for the Charlo name. He's doing this because his brother wasn't quite ready to do it. So he playing with house money, and I feel like, the length he's going to as far as preparing for it, getting some outside preparation as well. He's doing a lot that makes it more of a 55-45, 60-40 fight. Now, how does that factor in the Bud? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't like that fight for the most part, because I just feel like it's too many weight classes. I feel like it would be crazy of Bud to move up to 168 unless he just is the motherfucking man, which I'm not doubting, but I don't feel like it makes sense to move up to 168. But if he did it, and he won, that would be a hell of a feat. I'm talking about
crazy.
Greatest ever, arguably.
I was getting ready to ask you that. Does that make him TBE? Does he usurp Floyd at that point? I know. Listen. Me and my boys arguing about that shit at work today, and accolades wise, Terence, he'd be 3-time undisputed. I don't, that's insane. Like, but we floating down their resume today. I'm looking at the resumes. I'm like, Floyd still has the crazier resume. But in your opinion, would that make him jump over Floyd as far as like being the best ever?
Yeah. And again, it's crazy because it's almost like Floyd beat, was it 22, 23, 24 world champions. Like, I get it. That's a beautiful number. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a BBL to me. Unless that shit is soft and it feel good, looking good don't do nothing for me.
Yeah.
And when I look at Bud Crawford, and again, we talking about 2-time undisputed, first undisputed welterweight in the 4-belt era, then to become 3-time undisputed, but having done that against Canelo, a fellow prize fighter. Because what he would have done then is he skipped the resume shit. You see, you got that GTD. We talk about prize fighter type shit. Tank is a prize fighter.
No doubt.
Floyd is a prize fighter.
Canelo's
a prize fighter.
Yeah, no doubt.
If Crawford does that, he would have like toppled the whole fucking prize fighter game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
worlds.
saying?
Yeah, he in both worlds. Yeah,
both
no question.
Worlds. There you go.
Yeah, I struggle with it too, man. Like you said, jumping up all those weight classes, man. Like they say, there are weight classes for a reason. I do think Terence is good enough to get it done. And I think Canelo's good enough to get it done too. I know niggas is shitting on fucking Canelo because he has been looking ain't been looking that great as of late, man. We'll see. He blames some of it on injury. I think some of it's though Marvin Hagler shit, sleeping in silk sheets, getting up. He's hanging out with Steph Curry, playing golf and all this other rich nigga shit.
But he's relatively active, and he's active for a champion. He's active for, you know what I mean? Like, he's relatively active.
He's very active. I give him. He fights at least 2 times a year. Sometimes he try to get 3 in, right? So which in this day and age, we got to give him credit for that, right? Absolutely, man. I want to see. I'm gonna pay real close attention how he looks against Jamel at this one. But what worries me about Canelo in that fight, he struggles against boxers like Terence, man. Even lesser boxers. He struggled against Amir Khan. Amir Khan was dicing him up till he took the soul out of him and shit.
Absolutely.
Billy Joe even a little bit. Erislan De Laura, I thought beat him. Yeah, Daniel Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Trout a little bit. He struggles against those type of boxers, man. So if I'm Canelo, man, I might stay away from that. I might go the Benavidez route. I might see I'll fight the winner of who Benavidez fighting right now, the awkward dude.
Boo Boo Andre.
Yeah, against Boo Boo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though he swore he would never give Boo Boo that fight after that press conference and all that shit. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about Canelo. That's a fight I want to see, but I have a feeling PBC is gonna try to make that fight happen, man. You know what I mean? That's a crazy bag for everybody and all parties involved.
And look, I ain't closing my eyes if they make Canelo and Crawford. I ain't closing my eyes. I just look at it and say, I would love to see Crawford take care of 154. You know what I'm saying?
He's got to do some heavy lifting at 154 though. He's got to go chase them belts.
Yeah.
They ain't all there for him to take like they would be if he fights Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Again, another feat of unification, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? That is another impressive, because then it would be not only did he become 3-time undisputed, he did it at 154, but he went out Thanos style and grabbed the belts. He didn't just take it in one whop. So there's many ways that Crawford he's approaching these little tasks that can kind of push him right out there. Yeah, man, Crawford, and I love what's happening for him. Don't you love to see a fighter like how Cube say, damn, it feels good to see people up on it, right? He getting his. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ain't that something? Damn, it feel good to see people up on it. That's a fact. The vapors. Yo, we mentioned David just a few seconds ago on Boo Boo, man.
Mm-hmm.
That fight looked like actually I heard them both say they both signed the fight, so they're just waiting on the date, I guess the venue, whatever particulars to work out. I'm thinking, I'm looking to myself, I'm like, damn. First I said David, then I said, nah, man. You know, Andrade Boo Boo's gonna get this. Then I'm going back to David, and I'm saying power versus angles and awkwardness. And what's your take on that? Who you think gets that fight?
Last time I went against Benavidez, I was glad I was wrong because
against Caleb.
He showed me because I'm partial to boxers.
Yeah, no doubt. Me too. I like the
science.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like dudes that they rely on their power too much or they rely on their athleticism. I like a guy that's gonna do, parry and pocket and do little boxing shit.
Yeah. So, Caleb's that guy too. Yeah, when it comes to that.
So that's why I picked him. It was nothing against Benavidez, but David showed me shit because I painted him as like an arm puncher with slow feet. But nah, he's not that, man. At least he wasn't against Caleb Plant. And what he showed me is he's definitely got angles.
Yeah.
The pressure is not just because he's big and he don't come squared up no more.
Yeah.
He'll step to you now. He can use his feet better than I gave him credit for. He's not leaning over, slapping his punch.
All those 9-punch combinations and shit he was doing. Yeah.
I can't really say nothing. He throws hella uppercuts. He's almost like a nastier Fundora. When it comes to throwing these punches when he's in range.
Yeah.
So, things that I didn't think he did well, but it didn't. The other thing is Boo Boo, as awkward as he is, nobody's been kind of able to figure him out.
Yeah.
And even though he looked vulnerable against Damon Nicholson, I feel like Boo Boo fights to the level of his competition. So it's no greater competition right now than Benavidez. So, if I'm being honest, I got to tip it to Benavidez just slightly because what he did to Plant showed me that he has the patience to try to figure out a boxer. I don't know. And then I'm thinking too with Boo Boo, I don't know how fast of a starter Boo Boo. If he starts off slow, he's gonna end up giving up too many rounds to Benavidez. I don't see a stoppage in that fight. I just see if it was competitive, Benavidez would get off to a faster start.
Oh, so you think you leaning towards Benavidez on the cards?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's different. I'm hearing like I'm hearing everyone saying that for Benavidez to win that fight, he's got to lay him down. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Boo Boo got to keep that fight on the outside. He's got to control that distance, man. He doesn't want to get into a shootout with Benavidez, man. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned with Caleb Plant, Caleb was sizzling him. He's hitting him with fast shots, getting in and out, angles and all that shit. But Benavidez was tearing that body up for a couple of rounds, man. And a lot of people, that's like the art that people, like the casuals, don't get. Like you investing in that body early on, right, for it to pay dividends in the later rounds, and it worked out perfectly for him. But all that fucking crazy looping shit, that off balance shit that he doing, that's not gonna fly against Benavidez, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But Boo Boo's a good fighter. Let's not even. Boo Boo's a good fighter, 2-division champion. He's awkward. He's an Olympian. That one hard. That one hard to call for me, man. That's a hard one to call, man. I'm leaning towards Benavidez too. And I like another thing I like is that they're all kind of fighting each other. I felt like for years they were all waiting around to try to win that Canelo fucking lottery. You know what I'm saying? Now they all they saying, damn, no one's getting a shot. Let's all fight each other, and then they get at Canelo last. I feel bad for Jamal because Jamal kind of got jerked in the whole process because he waited around. And I don't know what the fuck's going on with Jamal, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But
one thing about it, the fact that these guys are fighting each other could be a byproduct that there ain't nothing left on the table, right? You know what I'm saying?
Like that's what I think.
You eat everything else up. You know what I'm saying? What else is in the way?
Yeah.
You Lord of the Flies type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, who's left? What's left? And within that, I think eventually, if Canelo doesn't hang it up by the end of that, one of these guys will either land that sweepstakes, right? Canelo might want a swan song.
Yeah.
Or one of these guys kind of take over, right? That spot. right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
There's the potential, especially to Benavidez, because he's been compared to, been mentioned in as an opponent. So if he does something really special against Boo Boo, Boo Boo the only guy I respectfully have trusted with the Boogeyman nickname.
Yeah.
Benavidez, he took out Plant, right?
Yeah.
The White Wolf, who's still, and Plant is still a hot commodity after the whole dust up. You know what I mean? So he took out Plant. If he takes out the real Boogeyman, he can be a new star, man.
Plant's definitely that dude, man. And we all know who got to fight Plant, man. It's got to be Jamal. Got to get his shit together. You can't let no dude run up on you, slap the fire at you. Even though I know they said he grabbed his beard or some goofy shit like that, but he slapped the shit out of him on camera. The whole world saw it. Caleb seemed like he likes smacking dudes and shit. But that fight gotta happen. But you mentioned a Boogeyman. I don't think Dave is gonna get that. Canelo got that 3-fight deal with Al and them, but I don't think Dave is gonna in the plans for that. What I think they're gonna do is they're gonna bubble that Morrell fight. They're gonna try to cook that Morrell fight for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because that's definitely undercooked now. I know the Morrell, was talking shit to him and everything, but they're not gonna put that on right now. But I think that's what's gonna be his big fight down the line, the Morrell fight. You know what I'm saying? I think it's probably gonna be Canelo, against Charlo. Probably Bud, maybe for the third fight, and maybe did he say he was gonna fight Jamal? Nah, he's not fighting Jamal, right? Jamal's too inactive.
He would, but Jamal, remember Jamal,
he's too inactive, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we did see some footage. We seen a lot of footage. We even seen him on live.
Yeah,
we thought that was gonna happen, right?
Now you're talking Jose Benavidez against Jamal. I don't like that fight. You heard that shit?
No, man, I don't want that at all.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, maybe for a tune-up because he has been out the ring for 2 fucking years, man.
I mean, Jose was last at 154 against Danny Garcia, right?
I think he had a fight didn't he fight after that?
You know what? He did fight. He fought on the undercard. On the undercard a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, right? Who did he? I gotta pull up the box, right? Yeah, I mean, he's a gatekeeper at this point. You know what I mean? He's Jose Benavidez. I mean, I don't want to see him against Jamal, but maybe for a tune-up. But what's up with Jamal, though, man? Why is he so inactive, man? Keith, Jamal, does PBC not have the money to pay these dudes? They don't have the dates? I mean, what's the deal with this shit, man? Like, this is crazy.
Well, I think with Keith, Keith Thurman he had that bag off of Pacquiao.
And he got comfortable.
This dude is eating sushi. He's doing origami.
He's walking the mountains with his wife and all this crazy shit.
Dude is in Nepal. He's like, remember Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child? You know what I'm saying? Dude is wiping cold boogers on his clothes.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't worried about no boxing right now.
Yeah.
And I say that playfully, but I think Keith Thurman is legitimately financially comfortable, and he might be pricing himself out purposely. Like, hey.
You think so?
Really, yeah, because
he seemed thirsty for a fight. I feel like that money drying up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm counting niggas' pockets, but you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. No, it could be because it only lasts for so long, right?
Yeah.
But look, last time he popped out was when Earl and Bud.
Yeah.
He showed up talking shit. I'll fight with Dennis. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then he went back and I love it because he could talk some shit.
He could talk some shit.
The truth is, this is a game of what have you done for me lately? And the last time we seen one time, you know what I mean? He running out of time.
How long ago was the Barrios fight? Like about a year and a half ago? I can't even remember. It was a minute ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Like Barrios done won once or twice since that.
Yo, and now you got Barrios and Ugas, right?
Yeah.
Like, see, what Keith was supposed to fight. I was looking forward to that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the yo, that shit crazy, man. Like, I think Keith looking to cash himself out. I think, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Right.
But this is why I say he's pricing himself out because the name Keith Thurman got a lot of value. Keith Thurman was ringing bells for a minute.
Yeah, for a second. Yeah.
And then after the Pacquiao fight, win or lose, he still had a name with so much value because it got him to that level.
Yeah, you're right about that.
That was the time for him to leverage it and say, all right, boom, who want me? Errol Spence? It should have been him and
Yeah.
and Earl instead of Ugas, truthfully.
Yo, why you think? Listen, I love Earl, man. He one of my favorite fighters, but why, like, you turn around now, you see Boots is hunting these niggas, and nobody want to give Boots a fucking shot, right? And it, you know, it's obviously similar to what Keith was saying back then. He was like, yo, the fight is undercooked. It don't make sense right now. We'll get there, youngster. Errol took that shit for like hella personal. You know what I'm saying? Like he has this like ultimate grudge against Keith Thurman. I don't know why. Like, and now he turns around and Boots is saying, yo, Errol, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it on. Or and they don't want to give him the fight because they're saying the same thing that Keith was saying years ago. The shit's undercooked. Why you think Errol and them took that shit so fucking personal, man? You know what I mean?
Listen,
he don't want to fight Keith for shit. He don't want to give Keith no bread.
But see, look what happens with this fight game. We talked about how these guys, you know, eventually they have to fight each other.
Yeah.
But what comes out of that is always a sense of camaraderie. At least from what we see. The only time I really didn't like the way it went down, honestly, I don't like Wilder's reaction to Fury. Them dudes made so much money together, and the better man won because he's the better boxer. For Wilder to react that way, to me personally, I just wouldn't react that way. That being said, when a fighter, I guess, take it personal, they say, yo, the way you did me like that when I needed it, when I was trying to come up, when I was trying to feed my peoples, and I could have made a bag, you could have made a bag, I'm not going to let you eat because you didn't let me.
I'm not going to let you eat.
Like, does that sound like it's plausible for you?
Yeah, it do. I just think he probably didn't understand the business of boxing at that point as much as he does now, probably. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we could turn around and say the same shit to let Boots live, let Boots eat.
Yeah.
Boots can't get a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to see Stanionis. I don't really want to see that shit. He gonna watch Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? And who else is that? Who else at 47? I think Virgil. He just retired, Virgil Ortiz, right? I think he's talking about retirement.
He needs to because they was killing him trying to make the boy fight at 147.
Yeah, and he got some health issues and like that division, man. That division, Boots gonna run that division for a long fucking time, man. But speaking of Boots, man, you think we could see Keith and Boots?
That's the fight we need to see. If Thurman's going to cash himself out, this is an opportunity. He can go up to Al Heyman office, right? Al don't never be there. He don't even give you the address. But you know
Al's a ghost.
But you just show up on Melrose Boulevard, get outside that P.O. box, right? And let him send the driver with a personal motherfucking message. Like,
he only opened the door for Floyd and Bob.
You understand what I'm saying? And so what Keith needs to do is say, look, this is it for me. This is it for me. Y'all go ahead and get a boy, you know, get a boy 750,000.
Yeah.
If you can give him $1 million, give him $1 million. But I can't come up off more than that. Give me everything you got, and I'm gonna go away, and I'm gonna come back and be at the announce table.
That's light though. 750 is light though, right? You don't think? I don't know if Boots is taking 750. You think?
Well, here's what I'm saying.
It's for the Thurman, name. It's for the cachet, if anything, right?
You have to. At some point, the investment is in yourself. Because if you feel that confident. And you know Thurman's on his way out, and you know he's a cash out. That 750 is an investment.
Facts, no doubt.
It's a brownstone in Brooklyn in the 80s. What is the motherfuckers worth now?
Fact, that's a whole fact. Or everybody wish they could have got in on them shits back in the day.
Boots is a Brooklyn brownstone. Take that 750, chill for a minute, and beat Keith Thurman. If you beat Keith Thurman, then it becomes, well, who he beat? They said he ain't beat nobody. He beat Keith Thurman. You know, Keith Thurman, he lost to Pacquiao, but he beat Danny Garcia, and he beat Sean Porter, and he was a champion before Errol Spence, and da-da-da. So it becomes now, you know what I mean? You can't deny the boy. Then it makes it more clear if Bud decides to say, you know what, fuck this 47 shit. That young boy coming around the corner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What if you think Keith got a shot to beat him? Or I still think Keith could buy. I mean, he's very inactive right now, so it's not likely, but you never know, right?
The inactivity, I think, it don't have him where he need to be against a young, fresh guy like Boots.
Boots is. You saw that fight against Romain Villa. I was like, yo, he was showing out. He put his shit on display for everybody. That fucking fight. I think niggas took a look at that shit and they was like, nah, I'm not fucking with youngster. You know what I'm saying?
He did it old school. Imagine if Trump Plaza was still open, right? Trump Towers, that fight back in Atlantic City back in the day.
Hell yeah.
But Boots is definitely an attraction. He needs a name to take him over that next level. And I think you're right. Keith Thurman and Boots, that's a fight you want to see because it's enough name cachet, you know. I think in the interim, I don't think it happens, but Rashidi Ellis is good. Rashidi Ellis is on the rebound.
That's
and I know
not bad.
Mistake, but he lost to Roman Villa. But it's like, yo, number one, you know why I like that fight? Because then it takes out this whole, nobody won't ever say, oh, he ain't fighting no slick black fighter. You know, people just use that as an argument to try to shit on somebody's resume. So,
he only beat the come forward Mexicans and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that's the fights they like to make anyway. You know that. They don't think we can sell. You know what I'm saying? They don't think they don't think we can sell like the whole Shakur. Let's talk about the Shakur Devin shit for a minute, man. All right, first of all, I want to say that I'm a Devin dude. I fucks with Devin heavy, man. I like, so I'm a little bit biased. I fucks with Shakur too, but I like the way Bill and Devin, I like the way they out here moving business wise and the way, the way they moving in the ring and the whole nine. You think that fight happens within the next 2 years? I know it's a little bit undercooked right now. Bob said, he don't think that fight's gonna sell right now. And two, who wins that fight? Because Shakur acting, listen, Shakur, I fucks with you, but you acting a little strange out in these streets as of late, man. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
So let me.
And I know he a Newark nigga, so I know you biased. Hold on.
I'm about to keep it real with you. I'm about to be all the way real with you.
Yeah.
Shakur is at a disadvantage when it comes to that Haney dynamic because unfortunately, no matter how many adult males he have around him, he don't have nobody representing him like Dev got his father to speak for him. So when it's things that Dev can't articulate, he got his father to articulate. Now, do we always agree how and what Bill Haney articulates? No, definitely not me. But I respect the fact that Dev got that support. And it ain't no, they say it ain't another man in the world that wants you to do better than him than your father, right?
That's a whole fact.
So kudos to Dev and his father for that. So the flip side is I wish Shakur, and again, me being from Newark, somebody need to reach out to somebody around him or somebody somewhere. Stop allowing this young man to speak for himself and having difficulty articulating those things. Somebody put their motherfucking arm around him instead of, having him standing with fucking umbrellas in the rain and doing all this goofy shit. Why don't you put your arm around him and say, nephew, grandson, whatever the fuck, fall back. I'm gonna explain it for you. Like he got his father, his old head explaining for him. Like make it more fair. I don't know if Shakur don't want that or don't appreciate it, but that's where it would be more fair. Now, when it comes down to the boxing shit, I mean, I think Brick City got the edge when it comes to the more complete fighter, when it comes to the technical aspects, when it comes to boxing IQ, when it comes to footwork, when it comes to punch placement, when it comes to,
accuracy, like you said,
like all those subtle things,
speed, defense, all of that shit.
Now, what I give Dev is a guy that I think like myself, like I'm not natural with a lot of shit, but I'm a hard-working motherfucker. So it's like the truth is, I don't think it's many people that can outwork me, and therein lies my greatness.
And he got hella heart too.
Therein lies the greatness of Devin Haney and the program that Bill put together. I don't think these guys can be outworked.
Yeah. So you leaning towards Shakur if that goes down. How long you think for that fight? What do you think we got? Another 2 years for that?
Now that's
3 years.
That's the part I don't know because I get lost in that. You know what I'm saying? All the yelling and your mama's a bitch because I'm just too you don't use those words unless you really mean them.
When that shit happened, I was like, wow, they really crossing some fucking lines, man. And they're not gonna bring it to the street. Let's cut the bullshit out. They're not going. Jay Prince and them, y'all ain't fucking the bag up. Like they ain't having that shit. You know what I mean? So, Bob and Jay Prince and even Devin's pops and all, they not letting that go there. So stop all the goofy shit. Your mom's a bitch and your pop's a bitch and all this crazy shit. Sign the contract and send it by. Like this shit getting corny, man. But I had Fred Hawthorne on here from Barbershop Conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he basically, he's very controversial and shit. And he was basically saying, fuck 2 years. This shit got to go down within the next year. All these dudes got to stop dipping on each other, man, including Tank. All these dudes, like, except for Devil, the only one really out here looking for the smoke. Shakur is too, but a lot of dudes is ducking Shakur, man. That brings me to this, man. Today we just found out Frank Martin and Shakur gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying?
Fight.
Very good fight, very intriguing. I think Shakur beats him pretty easily. I think Shakur is a superior boxer, but I think if they gonna get in them trenches, I think shit could get real for fucking Shakur at some point. I think he definitely got to obviously control that distance, stay in the outside, outbox him and shit. But shout out to Frank, man, because Errol and them dudes, they be wanting all the smoke, man. They don't be fronting over there, man. You know what I'm saying? No. What you think of that fight?
Great fight. Number one, it's definitely level of competition, because if we think Frank Martin was any kind of boogeyman or he was next up, the question was, well, what has Shakur even done at 135 besides beat up the sushi chef? Which, I'm saying people say that about him, which,
it's true though. His res at 135 is not, I mean, he did just kind of get there, but still, you know what I mean?
So what I just don't want people to say, well, Frank Martin wasn't all that. He was just no. We have to, as the young people say, we got to keep that same energy. All right.
Yeah, 100%.
Regardless of what his last fight, he didn't look so good. Frank Martin is definitely a good contender at 135. This is a way for Shakur, because again, having not done much, we already pegged him as a contender at 135, and he ain't really beat nobody. But now this is, hey man,
it's a good test for him.
Great test for him.
I like Frank beat my guy. What's his name? Michelle Rivera, little baby Ali or whatever. I thought that was a great win. So I'm gonna chalk up last fight to maybe not having a great performance or a great night, or maybe Derrick James spreading himself a little too thin. I don't. Whatever the case may be, I don't see him showing up against Shakur and looking bad at all. I think he's gonna be on his a fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you talking about Shakur just got the 135. He tried to fight Loma. You know what I'm saying? I think Loma, I'm looking at the WBC shit right now. Loma is, who is it? It's okay, so Devin is fucking, he's dropping that belt, or they stripping him, right?
Yeah.
Are they stripping him, or he dropped the belt?
I don't know what it is. I think they're gonna end up stripping him. I don't think he's
stripping him. Yeah. So all right. So that's the vacant belt. So Loma would be he's number 3. He don't want to fight Shakur.
No.
Shakur been trying to get him outside. You know what I'm saying?
Folks just ain't want to fight him.
Yeah. Then you got Cruz. He's next up. He not gonna fight him. He want to go get that Tank back, which I hate that fight, by the way. I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't know why Tank and them spinning the block, man. I know why they doing it, but damn, I don't want to see that fight.
They trying to make him name Maidana, man.
But I mean, the broken. I heard Calvin Ford talking about, like, his hand was broken, and we want to spin the block and show everybody. We know Tank can knock this dude out, man. Like, that's another thing. Look, I got the shirt, so y'all gonna be out there talking about you fronting on Tank. I ain't fronting on Tank, but Tank, we gotta start. Listen, we're gonna give you this last one, my brother. We're gonna give you the Isaac Cruz shit. But after that, we gotta see a Tio, we gotta see a Shakur, we gotta see a Devin, we gotta see something. What's your take on that?
Man, listen.
No more Ryans, man. I know there was the smart business playing on that. Not to cut you, but yeah, man. What we talking about with Tank, bro?
Tank. Listen, Tank gotta fight somebody that's worth a damn, because even him having fight round, I saw that, because listen, boxing needed that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fight because I knew it was a foregone conclusion. Boxing needed that fight though, so okay, we take that. But now as it stands, you have to be able to fight one of your contemporaries, not just somebody we want to see. Like we seeing. It's got to be Shakur. It's got to be Devin. It's got to be Tio. Tank can't hide behind this whole prize fighter thing.
This whole green print shit.
Or else he's no different from Jake Paul.
He and he's, what is Tank, 28? So it's time, man. Floyd and them is hand. I understand, like you said, the whole prize fighter shit, and they handling them right as far as the money and But yeah, he's got to step up in competition, man. It's way over. I don't want to see no more Leah Santa Cruz's. You know what I mean? And I always wanted to see him and what's the kid from DC, man? He said he's coming back too.
Gary Russell?
Yeah, I always wanted to see that fight, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But that'd be like battle of the beltway shit down there, you know what I'm saying? I lived in VA, so I understand that dynamic. Baltimore, DC, back in the Chocolate City versus B-More and all that shit. But that's probably Gary too inactive, man. But like it's got, like you said, it's gotta be a T.O., gotta be a Shakur, gotta be a Devin, even a Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? Something. Give me something.
Listen, I take Gary though, because it would be Gary finally moving up from 126.
Yeah.
So if Gary fought Loma.
Yeah.
Gary's an accomplished fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he could talk that shit. He could sell at press conference.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I fucks with Gary.
So if you gonna bring somebody up, don't give me no fucking Colbert. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna bring somebody up, bring up a shit talker, a slick black fighter. You know what I'm saying? You want to call it that?
Yeah, because they want to bring up a new way, but I don't want to see that shit neither. He's gonna get knocked the fuck out of new way. Let's stop playing, man.
You know something?
You want to see that?
I don't want to see it, but I would accept it.
Yeah,
I would accept it because I feel like with a new way, he feel like he could win.
Yeah,
and that's the kind of guy you need in there. You don't need a guy that's thinking like, "Yo, this is gonna be a great opportunity for my family. I got my grandma, everybody flown out, and it's a cash out." You got a motherfucker thinking like, "Yo, I'm the shit in Japan. Like I know who you are in America, but I'm bigger in Japan than you are in America."
The difference between bringing Gary up and him up is Gary's a little more slicker. Gary's a little more elusive. I knew he's gonna try to go up there and bang, and he's gonna get his lights turned off.
But why not go up and try to bang out the Tank as opposed to trying to run from him? You know what I'm saying? Like we know that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I mean, granted. You could go in there and box with Tank, but wouldn't it be nice to see Tank have to box against somebody that's aggressively pursuing him?
Yeah, that would be crazy. But you gotta have that pop though, because he like you say, he sets those traps. You going to sleep if you're not. You saw what's the kid who talk a lot of, I'm bad with names. The kid who talk a lot of shit with the lisp. Rolly. Yeah, you saw Rolly got a little pop, but come on, man, he got laid the fuck out, man, fucking with that power, man.
Yeah, Rolly's just so bad technically though that
Rolly's
anytime he's in there with somebody with some skill, they're gonna take him to task. He throwing punches from his ankle. You know what I mean? He just reaching. Everything is just reaching from down below.
He just got a good shit talking game. Yeah.
He can shit talk, and surprisingly, he can cut off the ring and kind of close the distance. But when
little bit,
when he throw the punch, it's like I thought you was gonna punch him, not squabble him. He's squabbling like a West Coast nigga, like squabbling.
He got mad squabbles, boy. You think he might get it in with Ryan? They saying, right? Is that still
like
a
that?
thing? I like that a lot.
I like that.
Yeah, I think Ryan washes him though.
And I would like to see that, believe it or not.
Yeah, especially with Derek. I like that Ryan went over there with Derek. I know Derek's getting a lot of shit lately. You know what I'm saying? Because he stayed spreading himself too thin, and last couple of fighters been looking kind of bad and shit. But I still think Derek is a premier trainer, and I still think they're gonna bounce back over there.
Yeah, and Derek is getting a lot of unfair criticism. But I can't disagree with those that said they didn't agree that, or they didn't like that he wasn't giving out anything really technical. He wasn't really offering any strategy. But
against with Errol, you mean?
Sure. But if you ain't have nothing to say, then you ain't got nothing to say. But I guess that therein lies the problem. You can't sit back and see what's happening and tell the guy what to do differently. But still, in all, if that's what they draw criticism on the man for, everybody have a bad night. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a bad night.
AJ didn't look that great either under his tutelage. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's up with AJ, man. I can't fuck with AJ, man. But we'll talk about the heavyweights before I let you go, man. This guy just won. Usyk just beat Dubois, a controversial win. I don't think it was controversial, but we'll put that aside, man. Everyone wants to see Tyson and Usyk, right? And Ngannou, get your bag, do the whole crossover MMA shit, whatever. Get your money, but let's get back down to motherfucking business, Tyson. Everybody talking about he's scared. He ain't scared of Usyk. I think he washes Usyk fairly easy. I think he does all the shit that AJ doesn't do, bullying, leaning on him, getting him tired, boxing him in spots, putting his weight on him. I think he does all of that shit. I think he washes Usyk easily, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
Listen, Tyson Fury is an all-time great.
Yeah.
And I have to say that because, again, I love picking against guys and they prove me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he's the only one to get up and win from fucking Deontay Wilder. That's
legendary shit.
Legendary in of itself, right there. So that being said, the style, his technique, what he does, the fact that he, shout out to Team Dad Bod, you know what I mean? Because he gave me confidence to be out here like, I take my shirt off and fuck you up, nigga, because we look like the same.
Facts.
So, yeah, Tyson Fury, and I say all that to say, Usyk, I like boxers, but when I'm looking at really, really technical shit, that's a chess match that some people may eventually find boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't be an exciting fight. You may find it boring because both these guys is going to be some high level chess shit.
Right.
Usyk's going to be trying to feint, parry, counter, real slick, like a split. But Fury's just going to be trying to smother him, but still doing slick shit, punch to the body on.
That's why I think the advantage is the physicality along with the slick shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a good fight though. It's a good fight. And I got Fury, winning that one. Nothing against Usyk, but man, that's a good. It needs to happen. Real quick, what do you think about Ngannou being trained by Mike Tyson in preparation for Tyson Fury?
I think it's just some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just a nice storyline. You know what I'm saying? Mike ain't out. Mike ain't out here really training people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? But
Mike higher than me.
Yeah, Mike high. I love Mike. I'm in New York, of course. I love Mike, but I don't really fuck with all the. I mean, I watch him, but I'm not really crazy about all the MMA crossover shit. I'm more of a purist. I like to see the boxers against the boxers.
Yeah.
And I truth be told, I just got into MMA. My partners on the show really get into all the MMA shit. I'm just learning it, but because I'm a boxing dude. But I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it, obviously, but. I don't make too much of that Mike Tyson shit again with Ngannou and shit. You know what I'm saying? What about you?
Well, look, they're gonna force you to watch it because if you haven't noticed that PFL, they signed Savannah Marshall, they signed Amanda.
They're on the come up.
They had Clarissa Shields, so you know what I mean? Like they on some EuroLeague shit. Like when you done with your boxing season, as it will, you might have had your 2 fights for the year.
Yeah.
You bring that credibility, you bring that marketability. Remember that PFL is on ESPN.
Yeah, they up and coming too, man. Dana White, get your shit right. They on your neck. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you gotta have another game in town. You know what I'm saying? Just to have another game in town often increases the quality of the bigger head, so to speak. So but to bring it back to the boxing point, don't be surprised if you see, and they're doing something interesting. They're signing the women boxers first.
Yes,
haven't seen them sign any male boxers.
That is interesting. Yeah, that's different, man. What last question, man. I want to get your thoughts on the heavyweight shit. Wilder versus AJ or Wilder versus Usyk?
Either fight, Wilder wins.
Easy?
Stoppage, absolutely.
Stoppage, yeah.
I don't think there's nobody, like, I don't know if anybody watching, I'm sure y'all do follow Game of Thrones, like, yo, listen, Tyson Fury is Sam against the White Walkers. He the only one. He the only one came in, like, from the other side of the wall against the motherfucking, the king and shit. Like, so,
hell yeah.
Like, I don't think that there's anybody else that can withstand. I don't see Joshua for sure withstanding that power, and Usyk would have to surprise me.
To stay away from that for 12 rounds. Yeah, to avoid that right hand for 12 rounds is gonna be difficult.
You know that little shit-eating grin Usyk always got. Yeah. That shit might be permanent by the time the bronze bomber finished with him.
When are we gonna see that? You think the AJ shit. Now I'm hearing, you know what's annoying though? It's like they keep serving this shit to us, and okay, now we're really gonna get it. And then Eddie Hearn always comes with his little seeds of doubt that he plants in everybody's fucking head, man. When are we gonna get that fight for real, or is it gonna be some? Oh, we're gonna get another fight in before that. Joshua maybe needs a tune up or soft. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here, man?
I think the only fights, one fight each could happen, and the only fights we could see is Wilder Ruiz potentially. If there's enough money over at PBC, we just talked about all the fights that they potentially have going on, which is why we see the Saudis making a play.
Yeah, that skill challenge. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I don't know that.
Ruiz wants like a 500 million, some crazy shit, right? 25 million or some crazy shit. He's not gonna get that, man.
Off. You got
like,
Wilder. What do you want? Probably 30. Fury's gonna say, give me 40, 50. Yeah. AJ gets a base of at least 30 out here. You know what I'm saying? It looks like, you know what I mean? Just give me 20 for Ukraine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, he's probably what's the kid? Andy Ruiz is pricing himself out, man. I doubt we're gonna see that fight. You know what would be a good fight though after all the dust settles, man? If AJ still, let's go over there in Wimbledon or wherever the fuck that shit is over there. AJ Fury, man. I'm surprised they ain't try to put that. I mean, they have, but I'm surprised that hasn't been Frank Warren and fucking Eddie Hearn fucking finally eyeing their bullshit out and go get the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Even though AJ would take the fight, honestly, Eddie Hearn is smart to keep him away from that fight.
Why do you say that?
I'm a AJ guy in that I love what AJ contributes to boxing. I love what he does. Like, AJ is a business himself. Yeah. Like, people eat from AJ. He take care of people. You know what I'm saying? AJ's a good dude like that. And ain't too many in boxing. So for that, I root for him. Yeah. But with that being said, bro, Fury will fucking maul him like Cocaine Grizzly. Like, nah,
that's AJ's cash out. Maybe that's AJ's cash out.
It would definitely be AJ's cash out. Like, Fury would embarrassingly defile him
in his home. Yeah.
We don't want to see Anthony Joshua go out bad.
Yeah.
Now getting knocked out with a one banger by Wilder, people can accept that. America versus UK. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, who the fuck wouldn't go out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to see Tyson Fury, kind of play with his food, the way he would AJ, kind of fucking with him, talking to it. Yo, listen, didn't we just see this motherfucker Fury lick Wilder's blood?
Yeah.
What you think he'll do to AJ?
Yeah, that's a fact. Fury can't be beat at heavyweight. Then you're saying, nah, nobody can be Fury heavyweight.
Not in this generation.
Yeah.
And listen, if Jared Anderson is the goods, you know what I'm saying?
I fuck with y'all. I like everything he's about. I fuck with him. I watch all his fights. I see the improvement. I like every time I see him, he's getting better and better. He's improving. But my whole thing with him is he lets you know off the rip, I don't really love this shit, man. I'm in it for this bag to support my family, which I'm not mad at. But that worries me, man. That he's only gonna go so far doing it like that, man. He's gonna wind up getting fucking hurt or just cashing out earlier than he should. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's not gonna get an AJ fight anytime soon. He's not gonna get he's not getting one of the big guys. You know what I mean? They're not gonna give him that unless he just says, you know what, cash me the fuck out. I'm good with $5 million or whatever the shit is, $6 million.
I'll tell you what's the next good fight for Jared Anderson. And I know you want to roll up out of here, but listen.
Joe Joyce or Zhang?
I don't think he's ready. Either one of those guys maul him.
Yeah, 100%.
But if you want to see where he at, Jermaine Franklin.
Yeah, I like that fight. Yeah, I like that fight.
Jermaine Franklin is a busier fighter than he is.
Yeah.
You know, then he has bad intentions with his punches, but he ain't gonna let you play with him.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's not a bad fight.
Get him up out of there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to outbox him or try your best to get him up out of there. He's as good as a durable, credible opponent where he could say, if I want to see where I'm at. Because if not, it's Dillian White.
I don't want to see that. You want to see that shit? I don't want to see Dillian White, man. Dillian White need to go somewhere, man. Go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Truthfully, I want Jared Anderson and Fabio Wardley, but Wardley's too young. I don't think they give. Wardley, I think Wardley does well in that fight.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Fight, but they wouldn't do that because, you know what I mean, they don't want to risk Anderson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's better to line them up
they're moving
against
them
these
along slowly. Yeah,
against veterans
yeah,
versus somebody that's we both in there got it to lose and I can't lose. Like how Top Rank
yeah,
do the
yeah,
smaller weight prospects.
yeah,
They
yeah. They
don't do
very,
their heavyweights like that.
yeah, yeah. They moved them along real good too. Bob knows what the fuck he's doing. I gotta give it to him, man. He definitely knows what he's doing. But yeah, I guess maybe a Dillian White, man. I guess you know what I'm saying. That's. I think he beats Dillian White. You know what I mean? Bellew, I don't know who, like all them going to European tour, maybe. I don't know who the fuck knows. You know what I'm saying?
You can't because the European fighters, especially
Chisora, one of them
you
dudes.
see listen,
Yeah.
Chisora just went 12 rounds with Gerald
Yeah,
Washington.
yeah.
Now I got my feeling is that
I know what you're getting ready to say.
Anderson would have a harder time with Chisora than he would Washington because Chisora is not going to stop coming forward, and you're going to have to take him out, not just put him down. You got to take him out.
What about the big babies?
They're not going to
Let me get that title. Battle for the title.
Brooklyn Big Baby, he need that fight bad as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I want him to get, boxing is all about redemption. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, give him his second chance, but I think you don't put him in there. You don't put Jack, like you said, you pointed at something, and I never heard that, but it makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody says, yo, I could give my heart to it for the bag because I can do it, but I ain't really in it.
Yeah.
Against a guy that said, yo, I done lost years.
Yeah.
Like Big Baby, Brooklyn Big Baby.
Yeah, no doubt.
He'll fuck around and hurt Jared Anderson.
Yeah,
he I need this. And you took my name while I was on the show.
Yeah, 100%. I like that. That'd be marketable. You know what I'm saying? That'd be marketable. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what's going on with him. But I mean, man, we went around the league. I appreciate you, man. You did a hell of a job, man. You're one of my favorite analysts, man. I love you on the Boxing Voice. I just started fucking with your channel. Tell everybody what you're doing out there in terms of your channel.
Nah, for sure, man. I do this thing called the championship rounds, man. And what I really hold true is that, number one, it's informative. I try to give the boxing information and let you form your opinion. But I give you all the ins and outs, the nooks and the crannies. I don't give you no slants. I just give you what it is.
No doubt.
I'm especially proud of my Women's Boxing Wednesday series because when you go back and check that, you got about 19, 20-something episodes. Mm-hmm. All the top female fighters, every ranked fighter that means something, every fighter that's attractive as a motherfucker. Like, anything you need to know about women's boxing, your boys got that cataloged and chronicled.
That's fine.
And I keep my IG bubbling because, like all of us, we try to give our time when we can. Yes, sir. So I make sure that if you can't do it, I do it for you. You get all the weekly posts and a recap of who was fighting that weekend. Yeah. So, this thing of ours, man, we try to hold each other accountable. And I appreciate you having me on because this is good sparring. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
You gotta know if your shit hold up. And so
yeah, no doubt.
We worked out some kinks. You gave me some things I'm gonna take back to the lab and definitely have me back, man. I would love to.
Absolutely. I would love for you to tap in on the regular, man, whenever you get some time. You know what I mean?
Man. Love the format, love what you're doing. I love to be on here with your co-host, you know what I'm saying? And listen, everybody check me out, King Amin of Essex on Instagram, King Amin of Essex 1 on Twitter or X, and the championship rounds right here on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Cash, thank you for having me, brother.
Appreciate you, my brother. East Coast all day, you know what I'm saying?
Show.
All right, my brother, be good. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
One. King Amin, championship rounds, the Boxing Voice. Real intelligent brother. Real smart brother. Analysis is always spot on. You heard what he said. Go check out his channel. Go check out his shorts. Go check him out on the Boxing Voice. Go check him out everywhere. I appreciate him coming on. Real intelligent brother. Does his thing. We're going to get him back on. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, man. Till the next time. We see y'all next week. One.